Hello, thank you for joining our second webinar this year of 2021. This time we have a very interesting topic as well, of course, email marketing for e-commerce. Let me start presenting Idron. For those who don't know Idron yet, we are a tech company fully dedicated to e-commerce, operating in over 20 countries. We received our first investment a couple of months ago, more than $5 million, which is helping us now to expand globally. We process over 30 million transactions for over 1,000 clients we have throughout the world. My name is André Floriano. I'm from Brazil, living in Poland with my family, my wife, and 4 kids. My wife now is pregnant. We're expecting our 5th kid. I had the opportunity to live for over 10 years in US, where I did my university, went back to Brazil, did some more studies in business management. And for those who think that all Brazilians love soccer, well, I don't like soccer, don't even understand about soccer. So my sport is surfing. And as you see in the picture, I'm a little different now, letting my bird grow. All right, this is an interesting topic because with the advent of social media, many online business kind of turn their backs to email marketing, thinking that, oh, email marketing is old school. I don't use that anymore, or at least I don't pay attention to that anymore as I should, because I need to focus on social media, on timelines, stories, and so on to attract the attention of my clients on those platforms. Well, social media is great. We have a webinar coming up about this topic, social media for e-commerce. However, email marketing is still the best option for any marketing strategy. And I will talk to you about this today. And how we will cover this topic? Well, in 4 points. First, let's see a little history of the thing, past and present of email marketing, and why it should be the core of your marketing strategies. Also, we will talk about newsletters and automation. Newsletter and automation to empower your revenue, so you can sell more using these tools. And of course, some best practices, what you can do in order to improve your results. Well, the past and present of email market. What have changed? What changes we can see in a very clear way? It's not only design, as it shows here in this picture from up layers. It's not design only. We have much more things going on that improve the email marketing. Well, the first one, before I talk about it, this image here called my attention. Did you have an AOL account? If you had, probably, as you're a little old. It's good times, right? The beginning of the internet, when we had access to email for the first time, we had our AOL account. Wow, it seems like yesterday, at the same time, seems that was a long time ago. Well, email, it's been there for over 50 years, but the first campaign, the first mass email marketing was sent in 1978 to approximately 400 people. And the sender, this company claims that they got a revenue of approximately $13 million just sending these 400 emails. Yeah, it's incredible, the conversion. It's amazing. It used to be, of course, higher because you had less users. But then the time passed, we entered the 1990s, and there came the spam era. Many people complaining, and if you remember your inbox, how it used to look like, full of junk emails, spams, you didn't know what it was, a family, friend, or business, or spam. It was a confusion, was a mess, right? In the beginning of this spam area. And of course, with regulations and best practice, things started to change. This one here is just a curiosity. Back in 2000, my God, CPM used to cost $300,000. Imagine, CPM $300,000. How much we have gained, how much traction we have gained. Today, CPM is less than $1, a couple of cents. You can send to 1,000 contacts emails. Well, if you fast forward a little bit, 2010, less than 3 billion people had access to the internet. It was less than 50% of the population, the world population at the time. So from that, you notice that how this business email marketing is growing, right? Companies are sending with more reliable sources because tools are improving and people also are more have more trust in this mechanism. We will discuss this in a minute. Today, we have a different scenario. In 2020, over 4 billion people have access to email marketing. Now it's over 50% of the world population. It's a good thing. More and more people are using emails. And also, I'm sorry, I said email market, but it's active users, active accountants, okay? More than 4 billion active accounting. We have over 300 billion emails sent every single day in 2020. This is amazing, 300 billion a day. It's not a year, right? A day. And it's estimated that 50% of these are from marketing, okay, email marketing. And because we know that approximately 75% of all accounts are personal, and then we can calculate that each account, each user usually receives around 30 emails per day. Email marketing, all right? I'm not talking about personal email, business email, just email marketing. And here you might be thinking, wow, that's so many emails in the inbox in a day. 30 emails, it's more than 1 email per hour. So how can we compete? That's why people get overwhelmed with emails and they don't like emails anymore. No, that's not correct. You will see in a minute, I will talk about this. Well, but also we have a very, very good fact that 60% of all access are made through mobile devices. So, and mobile devices, as we know, people care all the time. They don't need to just wait to get home in order to access their desktop as they used to do in the past. No, they can access email at all the time. They get notification, they look at their email. So this is very important, and this is key for what we're talking here, that email is still the king of marketing strategies. Okay, so why? Why email should be the core of your marketing strategy? Still the king. Well, first thing, the spam era is over. Now people, they have more trust because they are receiving less and less spam. And this is happening because of regulations, yes, of course, but this is happening also because of the email service providers, such as Google, Hotmail, Yahoo. Those service providers understands that the user is important to them. They need to take care of them. They are their first customer. So they're not going to allow any email to hit their inbox if they don't want. So, and this is key to understand, especially because of this second point. This second point, we have the cause. What is causing this spam to decrease, and especially to people to get more trust in emails? Well, first thing, the user now, they can choose what they want to receive. In the spam era, no, because you had these email farms, people used to buy, email list was terrible, it was chaotic, right? The beginning was chaotic, beginning of times for email. And so people, they didn't have the chance to choose if they want to receive an email or not. Nowadays, yes, and this is very powerful. So when you have, like the number that we saw before, approximately 30 mails per day per user, that user, that user went to a website, to a pop-up, and deliberately sign up, put their name and email. And this is important to understand. People now choose what to receive. On the other hand, social media, you cannot do that. Your timeline, you need to you will receive whatever it shows to you based on your behavior, your interest, and so on. The other day, I was searching Facebook in Brazil, and then I saw this sponsored post, paid campaign for this English course. And there was a comment from this user, and the user was like desperate, was like, please, can someone help me understand how can I avoid receiving these emails from English course all the time? And I was thinking, well, the user doesn't know that it's impossible to do, because if Facebook is showing this campaign in his timeline, is because he has interest for that. And that's it. You cannot avoid that unless you cancel your Facebook account. It's part of the game. You're using Facebook for free. Facebook is there to advertise something for you that they believe you're interested. So because these users were interested in English, it was showing to him. That's it. Right? We know that. So email is different now. Email, users receive what they want. Of course, you might think, Andrea, but I still receive some spams. Yes, but it's very, very, very little. If you check the numbers, it's not compared to before. And more these service providers, they are getting harder from senders. So it's more and more difficult for you to get your email to hit your user inbox, right? Well, email also can be used for social campaigns. Email can be used to create lookalike campaigns. You can upload your email list on Facebook and create campaigns from that email. And that's the reason also why emails are very important. If you do well, if you manage well your strategies for email, your email campaign, segmentation, we'll talk in a minute about this best practice, about segmentation. How can you understand the power of automation in this process? When you do well your homework, what happens? Your list is healthy, is qualified. So the more your list is healthy, the healthier is your list, well, the better will be the lookalike campaign you're making from that list. You're going to bring more and more qualified customer. That means you will reduce your CAC, your cost of acquisition, right? Customer acquisition cost, and you will increase your conversion, which is great. So email is key also for your social media. And of course, the possibility of segmentation and automation powered by artificial intelligence is amazing. This is something that definitely we didn't have a couple of years ago. And today you have access to these tools that will empower your campaigns, your strategies, and will give you this leverage that you need in order to convert more, to sell more. Well, and what about in action? How can you work these newsletters, this email marketing campaign that you send to your clients, and also your automation? How can you profit from this, increase your revenue, increase your customer retention? Those are powerful tools for that. And I will tell you, email is the most powerful tool to customer retention. If you want to increase your long-term value of your customer, well, email is the best thing you can use to in order to make that happen. And as I write it here, nothing beats a thoughtful email marketing strategy. When you create your strategy and segment right, do the right segmentation with the right offer at the right time, nothing can beat. No campaign on social media can beat that. And how do you do that? How can you get the right segmentation? How can you get the right offer and understand the right time? And right time here, I'm not saying just the heat map of the time, the hours of the day you sending your campaign. Of course, that's important as well. But this is not the time I'm mentioning here. I will not talk about chronological time. I'm talking about timing in a more broader way. Seasonality, the moment of your products, new products, campaigns, sales, everything that's going on throughout the year in your site, in your e-commerce. When you understand the right time for each campaign or for each initiative that you will have in your communication with your users, the best will be your return. And there is nothing better to know this, to understand this, than customer intelligence. We had a webinar on customer intelligence back in December, and we covered this. What is customer intelligence in a nutshell? Well, is the collection of proper data, not the collection of every data. You don't need every single data. You need the right data for your business. When you know how to collect the proper data, how to process this data in order to generate pieces of information, well, now you have this information that can be applied to your business. Once you apply information that you receive from data process, that's intelligence, right? So we talk about business intelligence, you have nation intelligence, and also you have customer intelligence. You know who is your customer based on the behavior. For example, RFM, if you're familiar with the term RFM, I put it here in this image. How do you classify your customer? According to the recency, frequency, and the monetary value the customer spends. This is powerful. This is very important. So when you have customer intelligence, you will be able to segment correctly, to create the right offer, and to have the proper timing. You're not going to miss the timing of any campaign that you're sending. And of course, you need to use reliable tool. It's important for you to know that if your SMTP service is really sending your message, is delivering well, the open rate, how is the health of your IPs, everything is very important to use reliable tool. And to have your RCO cycle, your conversion rate optimization cycle. What that means? Well, it's not a one-time work. It's not. It would be great if it was, but it's not. Real work it's a continual operation, right? You send a campaign, you have a strategy, you set everything, and then you need to be able to analyze the data, your reports, your numbers, and to optimize your conversion rate. What's your conversion rates? Just sales? No, there are many KPIs you will analyze. You want to know your open rate, your click-to rate, your conversion in the sense of sales, your LTV, everything you need to analyze in order to optimize, to make it better the next time. And the next time might be next week when you start your campaign again. So conversion rate optimization is the heart of this marketing strategy, because if you're not analyzing well and being able to understand, the whole scope of your operation, you will leave money on the table, and you don't want that, and we don't want you to do that as well. So right segmentation with the right offer at the right time. You send your newsletters, you can make your email marketing campaign shine. And also you have your automation. Well, automation is also something that's very basic for online markets. You cannot imagine an online business that is not automated. And although I mentioned I don't like soccer, I use it here, a soccer example, because it makes lots of sense. But of course, you can do the basketball example, anything. I'm talking here about the person of the coach. What the coach does is the coach needs to understand the behavior of each player. So when the coach can read the behavior of the players, the coach can communicate well with this player in order to the player optimize the performance and convert, which is goal in the case of soccer, right? Or basket, or numbers, points, whatever sport you're creating these analogies. So the coach is always reading the movements, the behaviors of the players in order to communicate well with the players to get the conversion. So that's why marketing automation is for the to the e-commerces as the coach is to the soccer team. You need this market automation algorithm, this mechanism of analyzing every behavior your customer is taking online, so you can approach with your sequence of emails and everything we would discuss in a minute. You can approach this user and help the user to hit the ball to the goal, to convert, right? So, and this process is dynamic. It needs to happen there. Every action of the client needs to trigger a specific line of communication. And this communication, you need to send dynamic items, as we call. What are these dynamic items? Well, this is the technology behind this. As we know, segment of one. You give each visitors the experience according to their interest. So if you're sending this general email for abandoned carts, okay, the structure of the email will be the same for all. However, the image that each one will receive will be personal, will be the image of the very same product that this user left abandoned in the cart. So these dynamic items plays an important role in personalization. So you personalize your message when you do that. So your automation needs to be personalized. And of course, the automation can be empowered with sequence. And sequence here, I'm not saying only in the perspective of quantity. I know some e-commerces, they have resistance with sending emails, believing that, well, if I send so many emails, I will overwhelm my clients, they will be upset. Well, the fact is, the user don't get upset because of the amount of emails you send. The user will get upset somehow because of the quality of the email you sent. If you're not offering well, remember last slide, if you're not segmenting well, offering well at the right time, well, you don't have the value, you don't generate the value that the user is expecting. So the likelihood of this user click the unsubscribe button is high. So it's not how many emails you will send, but how you structure your strategy. So in one hand, you have your newsletters, you segment, send the right offer at the right time. On the other hand, you have automation there as a coach looking at every single action of your users and then triggering scenarios, triggering emails that will talk to them in the way that they can convert. Those two pillars are indispensable for any marketing strategy. And I repeat myself for, I think, for the 10th time. Email marketing is the king, is still the best option for you to convert. However, if you use it well, and that's why we're here today to cover this topic with you in this webinar, to help you understand this topic better and get the tools you need to operate better your email campaigns, right? Okay, and having said that, what are the best practices? Well, when talk about the best practice, we can come here with many options. We can discuss the quality of your design, how you will create your copywriting, what you will write, what you will offer, how can you create a strategy for the sequence of your emails. There are lots of things, but we understand that what's going on today, which is very important. Here in Europe, we have the GDPR, right? The GDPR protecting the users and also benefit the companies. Because if you look from the perspective of, well, if I use, for example, you will see in a minute, a double opt-in, I'm qualifying my leads, you know, so it's good for you, it's good for your list. You know, you should refuse to have unhealthy lists because numbers doesn't represent conversions. So it doesn't matter if you have a 20,000 contacts list, if just 500 people buy, 500 people engage with you. So it's better if you have a 1,000 contact list in this case, at least 50% of them convert. Because you pay, you spend money for those contacts. In your drone, for example, don't, because we don't charge for the number of people in your contact list. You can have millions, but you pay just for the numbers you send. But most of the tools, they charge also for the number of contacts you have in your list. So everything costs you. So you need to know how to manage it well. Well, let's continue. We separated 12 very, very important aspects of your marketing strategy that you need to take care. Some of them you might think, well, that's so simple, so easy, not so complex. Why it's in the list? Well, we have this expression, the devil lives in the detail. And these very small details sometimes can help us to profit more or to lose more. So it's important to pay attention to the details. The first one, very basic, of course, is security protocols, FPS, SPF, and DKIM. And in a nutshell, again, this is verifying your domain, all right? Making sure that email service providers know that your domain has been verified, so that email, the sender is reliable. So the email service provider believes that domain, trusts that domains, so it will be easier for you to have the door opens when you decide to come and send an email to their inbox. So SPM and DKIM is also negotiable. There is no way you can operate without that configuration and proper configuration. It's important about that. As I mentioned before, double opt-in. You follow GDPR, it's a rule, it's a regulation, but also you're using that in a smart way, strategic way. You force your leads to give their number, and force in the sense that they will give your number, their name and their email, pick confirm, and you will force them to go on their email and click the confirmation button. If they don't do that, they're not going to be subscribed into your list. And this is a good thing. Don't see this with bad eyes. Oh, but it's another layer, another process. People get bored. They're not going to go. Well, those who really want to read your emails, to receive your message because they saw value, they had this, your brand is already shining in their minds, they will do. That's the point. And your list will be healthier and healthier. And that's what you want. Not quantity, but quality, right? So double opt-in is a must. Segmentation. If you're sending emails, just hitting on your email list, send to all, send to all, send to all, at all the time, you're missing a lot. I think Martin is connecting there. Is something wrong, Martin? Maybe with audio, and he's trying to let me know. Let's see. Martin, are you there? All right, maybe we have some technical problem here and I'm not aware of. If it is, he will come. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Segmentation. Well, if you just hit send to all the time, let's say you have a 30,000 contacts in your contact list. That's not good because listen, you have your best clients, your champions, those who bought recently, those who buy frequently, those who spend money. You don't want to send the same communication to these guys as you send to those who bought 8 months ago and spent very little money and just bought once. You know, they never came twice. And different communication, different approach, different offer, different timing. So if you don't segment well, you don't get results. And also, and this is from the marketing, right, strategy standpoint, but here I'm talking more about the technical standpoint. Instead of sending one email for 10,000 people, if you send 10 emails to 1,000 each, well, the email service provider will look with better eyes. Will say, okay, your IP credibility will increase. So segmentation is also important for in technical term. It improves the quality of your domain and the quality of your IP in the eyes of the service provider. So do that. Don't ever send emails to all. It's not good at all, right? Not good. Well, hygienization. This is so basic that we thought not entering this in the list, but listen, unfortunately, in 2021, we still have people, e-commerces, that are not taking care of their list. Imagine something. You send, let's say, 2 emails per week. Okay, 2 emails per week. And you do this for 15 straight weeks. So you send 30 emails. And then you analyze your reportings, you see that 40% of your database never opened, not even one. 30 emails, they not even touch. They just ignore you. 100% they ignore you. Why do you want to keep those people in your base? They are damaging your credibility. They are taking your money. Yes, because you spend money to keep those people in your base. As I mentioned, not in drone, but some other tools that you might be using, you are paying for contacts, for how many contacts you have there in your list. So if you don't know how to manage the hygienization and clean your listing often, you're creating an unhealthy list. So periodically going over, having a set of process to go over, to clean your list, to qualify your list, and to have this sound list. You remember, I spoke a couple of minutes ago, you use this very same list to upload on Facebook and get campaigns and make your campaigns, your lookalikes. So the better is your list, the better will be your campaigns. So the money you're investing for leads will reduce, your cost will reduce. This might not sound reasonable for you. Sometimes you think, okay, I don't care about this cost for leads. I just need to sell and move forward. But you're looking for the short term. What about the medium term, the long term? Data intelligence is here to stay. Artificial intelligence is growing. The more the business understand that, the better it will be. And here we are talking about something that's very basic. Yes, of course, but this is, as the name says, this is the basis. If you don't have this, everything else will be damaged. Will not run the way you want. So the cleaning of your base is a must. Another very obvious topic, subject. Wow, Andrea, subject, what's the matter on subjects of my mail? Well, everything. If you don't know how to write well, hire a copywriter, but don't create just any kind of subject for no reason. You know, the combination of words can be very powerful to trigger the brain, to trigger the mind of the reader there. When they see the many unread emails in their inbox, it's important to trigger their imagination, their curiosity, so they can click and see. You can be offering a 90% discount. If the person doesn't open your email, makes no sense. You know, they're not going to take advantage of this 90% discount. So the subject is, that's why it was in purpose we put in the center of these 9 blocks, right? Is the most important piece of your email for sure, by far. You need to have a good subject so people can open your email. So do not neglect the subject. Sender as well. Very basic and simple aspect, but the more human you are, the easier it will be for your clients, for your contacts to open your email. So if you're just sending the name of your company and a logo, the chances will reduce that they will open your email. But if you have a nice picture of a nice person with a nice name, not saying nice name, there's good and nice name, I'm saying a human name, a person's name, that's much better than a company's name. So you put their name and a picture that
That's for the finish.
Okay, I hope you hear me now. I was just advised that I didn't have audio. We had a technical problem here with the microphone. I changed the microphone here, so yeah, I changed the microphone, so I hope it's all good now. And I also hope I was not mimicking here for a long time. Let me see here. You have some chat here. Some people are saying. Okay, one moment. Okay, that's good. I have some questions here. I'll go to the Q&A in a minute, just to mention that we are ending here. I was about to press the last slide. So I go to the thank you page. I go to the Q&A now, read some message. And this is the point here to summarize, all right? Don't turn your back to emails. Don't think emails should not be taking care so much. Let's look at the social medias and sometimes we do some emails. No, emails should be the main course of your communication to your customer. And then the others would just supply, would just help your strategy. But there is nothing yet, as of today, that substituting email and giving you the result as email can do. However, in order to get these results, as you see, you must follow some rules. You need to manage your email list. It's not just putting people there. Oh, the bigger the list, the better. No, not the size, the quality. So you need to be able to qualify your leads, to clean your list, to segment in order to know who's your client, to send good offer, to always generate value to your client so they want to continue. They can recommend you, refer you to a friend, to other people. So if you do your homework well, if you use email well, then email is the king, the best option. And of course, if you don't use it well, it's not going to give you the results you want. So that what's the point? But if you use well, it's definitely better, cheaper, and give you much more result than any other platform. All right. So let me go over some questions here. I hope I can answer all of them. I see here a big one. 1 second. Oh, no. That was not a question. That was not, that was just the message about the next webinar. Someone said here that there is no sound. I hope it returned. Well, I don't see any question here in our Q&A. No problem. You can always send questions later if you want to our communication. I'll show here our email. If you still haven't talked to us, please send us an email, hello@drone.me, or also call. Our headquarters is here in Krakow, Poland, but we also have offices in São Paulo, Barcelona, Stockholm. So we are everywhere now. Thanks to the investment we received, we are growing globally. It's been great. We have lots of application of artificial intelligence in our system that's empowering and helping e-commerce throughout the globe. And we'll be happy to hear from you and to help you with your e-commerce. And thank you again for joining. And I see you the next time. Bye-bye.